That's one of the best things about the show, is just exactly what you said.
We've been working really well together.
Boom! I've seen this pattern before. It's the calm before the divorce.
We are not your parents.
I was talking about my own divorce.
Hello guys, thank you for being here with me in the película, and I wanted to start this by asking, most of these characters have trouble at some point with their creative process or another person while they're at it, so how was your creative process while preparing and bringing to life this second season of Mythic Quest?
It's very easy, it's a very collaborative environment. I think we were all just super thankful to be able to work again in this environment in this time. It's very natural, so I think that's kind of the environment that they've created on set, Rob and the team, where everyone is a part of the process and we're just trying to make the funniest, most interesting thing happen.
For me, it's not a problem because he's such a terrific character. He's easy to play and he's fun. It's like you wake up and you say, I get to play this guy again. It's una cosa especial.
I think with any creative endeavor, it's important to always stay open, to not be closed off, to always be willing to get it wrong and try again. So this year we really had to do that a lot because we had written the entire second season before the pandemic occurred. And so we were going to start the second season with the gang all going to E3. Obviously that didn't happen. So we just tried to be open and rewrite to the world that actually was here in front of us. We've also done that with the actors that we cast in the parts. You know, we had a preconception of what all these characters are, but then you hire someone like, say, F. Murray Abraham, and all of a sudden you realize that CW can be such a richer character than you ever, thought.
Masters in Fine Arts.
Wow, he didn't ask for a podcast.
That's what I was going to say. I was just going to say, I don't need to
There's
hear
so much information.
I feel like we're on the same page. We're really fine. Yeah.
Something bad is gonna happen.
Everybody is having a little bit of trouble getting along while brainstorming for their video games, with their relationships or their projects, but at the end of the day, they work it out. So what was that time you got to work something out that you actually thought was impossible, like in Mythic Quest?
It's interesting that you say that about Dana, because I feel like I had that experience a little bit talking about the character as Ashley, because there's this weird thing of like, I was hired first as a writer, but then I play Rachel, and so that's this weird thing of like, anytime I'm in the writer's room, I don't want it to come off like I only care about Rachel. So I think I can sometimes maybe go a little bit too far in the other direction where I'm not like taking care of her enough. So that was an interesting challenge to be like, okay, I know that I play this character, but because of that, it's my responsibility to make sure also almost more than anyone else that like she has an arc that works and all that kind of stuff. So that was sort of an interesting challenge that kind of mirrors actually what Dana's going through in the season.
Oh, I wish I could be with you to press flesh against flesh.
Okay, no. It's better that he's remote. I'ma hang up.
Something that I find funny but also very true is that sometimes we'll try to live up to the expectations of others or our own. And you managed to make us laugh while also feeling empathy while watching the show. So how do you feel about that and how do you approach it?
That's one of the best things about the show, is just exactly what you said. We encourage people to laugh because what it does is allow them to focus on some of these very tricky, difficult, and dangerous things. But it allows them without becoming sunk in the mud. Like, it allows you to reflect on yourself in that situation, I think. There's a great sense of humanity in this show.
I think, one of the things I mentioned, I remember when we first started filming this show, tonally, I didn't know necessarily we were going to be going to all these places. But I remember seeing a scene where Rob was giving this speech and talking about the power of video games and storytelling. And I was really moved by it, actually. And I remember sitting there thinking, wow, okay, so this is really cool. Our show can go to these different places. As an actor, that's very exciting, knowing that we can have these comedic walk and talks, but at the same time have these really raw moments with each other, and our show can swing from those moments, oftentimes within the same scene. I think that was a fun discovery in season 1, and I think in season 2 we do that even further. There's a lot more of that and especially even my character for Brad, you get to see a little bit more about the insecurities and vulnerabilities of each of these characters.